Okay, last vid here. What we're going to discover here is a lot of people have a misconception on odds, and I'm not going to lie, I was one of them. And there is a distinct difference between the probability of something and the odds of something happening. Now, probability you already know, right? The probability is what happens when you say, the possible number of positive outcomes, right, over the number, the total number of outcomes, right? That's probability, right? When you talk about odds, right, odds are different. What odds is a ratio of the possible outcomes, so we'll call them the positive outcomes, all right? So the ones that make that true, right? Versus the ones that are non-positive, all right? And when I start going through this, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give you an example right here. We're going to say that we have 2 dice, all right? And I want you to figure out what are the odds that with 2 dice you can roll a number that is divisible by 3. Okay? What are the odds that you can roll a number that is divisible by 3? All right. So the first thing you got to do is you got to look at what's your sample space, right? So you look at all the different things you can roll. Well, you can't roll a 1 because you're rolling 2 dice, but you can roll a 2 through a 12, right? So this is your sample space right here. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go through our sample space and we're going to circle the ones that meet that qualification, that are divisible by 3. All right? So 3 is divisible by 3, 6 is divisible by 3, 9 is divisible by 3, and 12 is divisible by 3. And so now when we're writing odds, we're talking about what are odds, right? The odds of that happening, all right, are equal to the total number of positive outcomes, right? So there's 4. And then it's over the number of non-positive outcomes. So the number of non-positive outcomes is all the other ones. So in other words, it's the complement of the set. So you look at how many we have here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 possibilities, right? And so the complement of the set would be the total set minus the positive one. So it would be 11 minus 4, which is 7. So your odds are 4 and 7, right? 4 and 7 odds. Now, remember, odds are very different from probability, and they're kind of hard to understand, but that's basically kind of what you're looking at, right? So the odds of rolling this, of rolling that are, 4 to 7, right? 4, you can also write this as a ratio. So 4 that it will happen, 7 that it won't. All right. And the nice thing about that is when you write something in odds, you can see what the total sample space is just by adding them up. Okay, so let's do another one. All right, so find the odds of each outcome if a computer randomly picks a letter in the name the United States of America. So the very first thing we have to do when we do this problem is we got to figure out how many letters this is altogether. So I did this before, so I should be able to figure this out. So there's 3 right there. United is 6, I believe. States is 6. Of is 2. And America is 7. All right. So let's add these up. So you got 9. You got 8, and then you got 7. So if you add 9, 8, and 7 up, you get 24. So 24 is my sample space. Okay? So when I'm doing odds, I'm going to be able to take the total positive number of outcomes, put that on top of my fraction, but then my bottom one will be the complement, and we're going to use this number 24 to help us find it. So the first one is, what are the odds of picking the letter A? Well, I know that if I look at this, right, so we're gonna say that letter A is red, okay? So letter A is red. So we got 1, 2, 3. All right, so 3 out of, and then I know there's 24 letters altogether. 3 of them could be A, and so the complement of the set is going to be the bottom of that. So you just do 24 minus 3, and then the complement of my set is going to be 21. So it's 3 to 21, right? 3, 21. And if I look, I should be able to add that up, and that should give me my sample space, and it does. All right, so let's do 17. All right, we're going to use orange now, the letter T. So let's get rid of that. Right, the letter T, so we go, well, there's 1 there, 2, 3, 4, and that looks like it. So we've got 4 T's, and then I know because the sample space is 24, that means the complement is 20, so it's 4 and 20. All right, and I know, check your work, and I did. So these are my odds, right? Either way, writing them is accurate. Okay, let's take this and let's get rid of those, and let's switch colors again because I like having fun with colors. Let's do a vowel. All right, so we know every word's going to have at least one vowel. So there's 1, and this one, ooh, 1, 2, 3. So we've got 4 so far. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Lots of vowels. Got 11 vowels, and the total sample space is 24. So 24 minus 11 gives me 13. So the odds are 11 to 13 that I will choose a vowel. Right? That means there's 24 total possibilities, and 11 of those, as opposed to 13 that I'll pick a consonant. All right, and then the consonant one, we kind of already did the work, right, on this. I know there's 13 consonants, and the reason I know that there's 13 consonants is because it's everything that's not crossed out over here, right? So there's 13 consonants over, and the ones that aren't consonants are the vowels, over 11. So I have a 13 to 11 chance. In other words, I have a greater likelihood chance that I will pick a consonant. And that's kind of how odds work, is you sort of look at it as your fraction, and if you've got something that's over 1, you know that you've got basically a 50-50 chance of doing it. If you got something that's under 1, which this one's under 1, this one's under 1, this one's under 1, it's not as likely, right? So that's how writing odds is can be very helpful. All right, so I hope this I hope these videos are helping you out a little bit, and I encourage you to look at the problems in Alex and elsewhere, and just yeah, go for it.